that. So let's just settle into our meditation posture. And just remembering about the feet, if they're down on the ground, have them in a parallel position. Excuse me. And other than that, if you're in a cross-legged, the usual meditation posture, in the cross-legged position, perhaps you can have a couple of cushions underneath each knee if you've got tight hips and knees. Other than that, a cushion underneath your sit bones, your coccyx. And this helps to stop the sacrum from tipping backwards. And it's very uncomfortable on the upper back. So this really does help to keep the spine nice and straight. If you are able to, and I don't recommend this unless you have a lot of flexibility or that you do it regularly, if you are able to put each opposite foot over opposite thigh, His Holiness says if you can even do this for 1 second, it's very good to create the cause to be able to do it in the future. But it's a very stable position. So that's just something to aspire to, but don't do unless you are able to, because it's hard on the knees and the hips. Okay, so the shoulders over the hips, the ears are aligned with the shoulders, hands in the meditation mudra with the thumbs touching. And imagine your spine is made of a string of pearls of light stretching from the coccyx, the base of the spine, all the way up through the crown of your head. And as we've been walking around during our day, unless you've been doing yoga or something, your spine is probably constricted a little bit. They say that as you walk around during the day, the discs kind of just shrink a bit. And as we sleep in the night, we get a little bit longer. But we can also do this by just imagining we're lengthening our spine, putting some air in between those discs. Head is slightly tipped forward, the eyes are down, looking along the length of the nose. Relax the jaw. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. And just relax. Take a deep breath and just relax. The day is finished. It's almost time to go to bed. Watch telly. We're going to do this little Vajrasattva practice. Keep pulling out those weeds that we've been planting, negative seeds, so we can be of benefit to others and to ourselves, so we don't experience suffering in the future. So now just bring your attention to the crown of the head and relax the scalp and the forehead and the eyes, the cheeks. And the nose, the area around the mouth. Then bring our attention to the back of the head, relax the scalp. And just notice what that does with the face. Relax the ears and the inner ear. The back of the neck, the shoulders, the upper thoracic area, the back. It's a little bit hard to feel, but just imagine you're releasing. And relax. Release the lower back, any tension there if you're able to. And try not to lean against any surface that might be behind you. We're trying to hold ourselves up and relax your neck, your throat, and your chest and the belly, and the arms, the hands, the fingers, and the legs and the feet and the toes. And just bring the mind to the breath. Just very gently breathing in. Feel the sensation on the outside of the nose as you're breathing in. Send, as you're breathing out, slightly warmer air. And there may be sounds in your environment, just allow those sounds to be there. It's part of where you are. And try not to push the sounds away or have your mind running towards them to see what's happening. And the thoughts, just allow them to arise, to abide and to fall. And try not to judge your thoughts or have opinions about yourself. Just allow the thoughts to come and go. It's a river of mental moments. And bring to mind all the people in your life, the ones you love, the ones you don't love, and the strangers. Just keeping in mind that they all are equal in their wish to be happy, their wish to avoid suffering, and this incredible capacity for wisdom, compassion, kindness, and brilliant enlightened mind. Of course, we can see all the good qualities in the people we love and all the bad qualities in the people that we don't love. And the people that are strangers, we don't really care whether they have good qualities or not, often. But sometimes it's difficult to remember that they're all equal with their potential, with their good qualities. And someone who we think has no good qualities, they have a mother or a father or a best friend or a sister or a lover somewhere who thinks they're the best thing since sliced bread, even though we can't see it. And also good to keep in mind that these three categories of people may change places at any time. The beloved may become the stranger the beloved, the enemy the friend the enemy. So while we're busy categorizing people, loving our friends, hating our enemies, it's good to keep this in mind. It could change at any time. So just bring to mind something that may have happened today that you've perhaps had a bit of regret for. And regret is about taking responsibility. It's not about feeling guilty. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart this thing that you may have done that may have hurt another, whether it was a tiny spider that you put outside in the cold when perhaps it would have been happier indoors, or something you said to somebody, something you might have written in an email. It's just a visual representation of our speech. And the reason to regret is based on the logic of karma. And given that we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, when we've harmed others, we are going to necessarily ourselves experience harm in the future. Given that we understand all about suffering, we don't really want to invite any more of it. So therefore it makes sense to purify, pull out these karmic seeds before they ripen into future suffering. So think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret the delusions. This is the anger and the attachment, the grasping, the neediness, the bitterness, all of this, the jealousy. And this is the cause of why we harm others. And just think, I'm sick of all this. I'm totally fed up with all of this. And so what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So this is where we come to the power of reliance. And we turn to the Buddha, the doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we need the Buddha to forgive us. We purify ourselves by relying upon his methods. So visualize Guru Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can imagine this is facing the same direction as you are. And you can imagine this is the mind of your Lama, your teacher, your trusted mentor, the person that inspires your mind and your heart in the Dharma. manifesting in this Vajrasattva male form for your benefit. He's made of blissful, radiant white light. He's sitting cross-legged on a white lotus, with this beautiful, radiant face and lotus-like eyes, and they're full of love and compassion for you and all sentient beings, including your beloveds, your enemies, and your strangers. He has no judgment, no criticism, accepts you exactly as you are. He has his sweet red mouth, and his hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion, and their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I am enlightened by this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva. May I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings and the very beings we have harmed by developing compassion for them and those who have harmed us. So think particularly of someone you may have harmed recently, hurt their feelings, accidentally trod on a bug. Just try and develop compassion for them. And then for the people who have harmed you, you develop compassion for them because of the harm they've caused you, the distress they've caused you. They are going to necessarily experience suffering in the future. So have compassion for that. So make strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these sentient beings, and think I must purify for their sake. So next we come to the actual medicine. This is the practice of purification. So the first of these is the purification of the body. And just imagine Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sends blissful, radiant nectar powerfully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into you, filling you up completely until eventually it pushes out from your lower orifices all the negativity of harm you have done with your body to all sentient beings as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sudam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sudam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sudam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sudam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supokaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mempiyata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Savatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mebiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Savatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is completely purified. And think that there is no way you could do anything but be of benefit to others now with your body. So next is the purification of the speech. And imagine Guru Vajrasattva very happily sending powerful nectar again from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativities of your speech, and it just sort of overflows and disappears into space. So imagine that all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech, lying, talking badly about others behind their back and having other people agree with you, so just involving other people as well, so there's karma involved with that. Imagine all this negativity has disappeared as it kind of is pushed out of the top part of your body as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Membe Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempe Yata Sawa Kama Sita Me Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible that you could do anything other than be of benefit now to others with your speech. So just imagine the moment they hear your voice, it brings peace and happiness to their mind, inspires them, gives them comfort. So the next is the purification of the mind. So now imagine Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sending powerful beams of light from his heart chakra. And this arcs around and enters your crown, filling your entire being. And so just as LAMA YESHE says, when you walk into a room and flick on a switch, the light instantly dispels the darkness in the room. So in the same way, the moment the light from Guru Vajrasattva's heart enters your heart, touches your heart, all the darkness of the negativity of the mind is instantly dispelled. So all the attachment and neediness and grasping and anxiety and depression and anger, bitterness and grudges and jealousy, all these kind of emotions that are kind of so disturbing and the cause of our harm for others with our body and our speech. These thoughts, these delusions lead us to take action. So imagine all of this is purified by this mantra as we recite. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supakaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Membi Yata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sudam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supakaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Membi Yata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sudam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supakaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Membi Yata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sudam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supakaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Membi Yata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sudam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supakaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Membi Yata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sudam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supakaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Membi Yata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sudam Shriyam Guruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supakaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Membi Yata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sudam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of your own suffering and the cause of why we harm others, with our body and our speech, are totally gone, purified. And now think there is no space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And this time imagine Guru Vajrasattva sending radiant nectar and light. Or you can imagine the previous three visualizations of the body, speech and mind, if you wish. Anyway, when this light and this nectar enters your crown and touches your heart and fills your body completely, you imagine it completely eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from the mind. As we recite the mantra, just imagine this. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supakaya Mebowa Anarakta Mebowa Sawasidi Membi Yata Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sudam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebowa Sutokaya Mebowa Supakaya Mebowa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sitame sidam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata kata vajramame mutta vajrabawa maha samaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sitame sidam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa maha samaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sitame Sitam shriyam kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa maha samaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sitame Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa maha samaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sitame Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa maha samaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sitame Siddham Shriyam Kuruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa maha samaya sattva ahum pe. Now feel you're completely purified. Not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to omniscience have been removed. And next is the power of resolve, and this is the fourth step in the purification process. It's a really crucial step, this determination, this decision we make to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind again. And so perhaps ever again is a little bit too extreme because we have these habits that we keep falling into. So we make a determination or a wish, an aspiration to eventually be able to do this, but meanwhile we try and do something to just reduce these habits that are harmful for ourselves and others. So we refrain from doing them. We just make a wish to be able to do this. And you might have started to notice already, just doing this practice regularly, all of us together, some of your habits, maybe it's even a mental thing, maybe you don't react quite as strongly to things as you've done before, or maybe things don't fall out of your mouth in quite the same way they did, or maybe you're a bit more aware of what's underneath your foot as you're walking. I don't know, just notice, and if there is some change, really pat yourself on the back. Congratulations. It's really amazing work. So meanwhile, we just maybe say to ourselves, 5 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 hour, overnight while I'm sleeping, I'll refrain from gossiping about others. Something. And then really rejoice. It's really, really incredible, wonderful work, psychological work. Being our own therapist, this is what this is. So now, Guru Vajrasattva is really, really delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light, absorbs into you through your crown. You think, my Guru's body, speech and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech and mind, and my own body, speech and mind are the same thing. And LAMA YESHE used to call this union, oneness. So next, Lama Rinpoche recommends to meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness there is no I, the creator of negative karma, there is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So place your mind in that emptiness for a little while, and in this way we think of all phenomena as being empty, that do not exist from their own side. So let's just dedicate, a couple of minutes over. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created by doing this purification to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And then we think, for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche, you who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving and spreading Manjana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers honouring the three jewels, savour of myself and others your disciples, please live long. And for Geshe-la, Lama Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors for those wondrous and far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request, O Lama, please live long. And for Geshe-la, beloved teacher leading your students towards wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequaled guide. Please live a long and stable life. Well, we've done it again. We're nicely purified. Now we can go to bed quickly before we do any more damage. Anyway, lots of love, everyone. Thank you so much. I love doing this practice with you all, and do take care. I look forward to seeing you, some of you, on Friday morning. Okay.